given day, my voice has the tendency to shake, but in his presence it was as if my entire earth quaked. See, I am a Capricorn. So astrology says that I was born to be somewhat reserved, but it was more than that, because he had me somewhat unnerved and viciously picking myself apart. My poor precious heart, wounded from too many false starts that had me wondering if I could love a man like him. He is smart and dedicated, and his movements demonstrated that he deserved my respect, but I cowered. Once a beautiful flower, now aware that I had lost a few petals in the storm. I am not perfect. Deciphering which parts of me would regrettably contradict him. 1. I relaxed my hair. And although it isn't totally fair to say, there is some truth in that I do conform to the very same norm he works so devotedly against. 2. My hue is a reminder of a bitter truth, and I am living proof that my Africa was amputated and separated from her roots. 3. My figure has been advertised and capitalized by corporate type figures who figure that I can be used as a trigger to destroy the confidence of my sisters with figures of godmothers, and confuse simple brothers into believing that my only ambition is to become their trophy wife or video hoe. 4. I stopped at 4. For there was so much more to me than my hair, my skin and my body, and although flawed, I had near enough settled the score so my spirit could soar freely, and if I could just shine for one moment in his time, I could dispel any beliefs in his mind that I was that girl, lost in some material world that had adopted many like me, valuing vanity with little clarity to their actual worth, or their real path on this earth. And although it may have looked from the cover of my book that I was common fiction, I hold less contradictions than the Bible. I am truth's loyal disciple, which has left me disciplined, unable to ignore the feelings that my intuition brings, and in countless dreams I had sought for him. And once my eyes had caught hold of him, I studied him. I wondered what he ate, who he ever loved, and what worried him. Spent countless hours pondering on how our first convo could conjure up all that we had forgotten to be. And by we, I mean queens. And by queens, I mean days our ancestors longed for. Days before we were labelled scorned, aggressive and or single baby mamas. Days when we revelled in wisdom and not drama. Days when we weren't consumed with vengeance for we trusted karma. Days when we recognised the king and would do any and everything to keep him elevated on his throne, for our futures he would own and our wombs would become homes to the countless black stars we would produce. But these thoughts I must reduce, because, well, he doesn't even know my real name. And I have no idea what goes on in his world, or if he even has a girl. This is just a crush, but this beautiful emotional rush has reminded me that black love has not died. And even though they have tried to tear us apart, us meeting has restored that faith that my heart will one day connect with one like his. And when he comes, I will happily commit and readily submit. And if time and God permits, I would want him to stay until I forget days when I was too scared to say I love you. Scared I'd fall short of all he needed me to be, but that I'd work diligently if he just believed in me as much as he inspired me, because in my heart I knew we could be amazing.